Okay, everybody. Um, hold on. Share. Okay, everybody. That Going to talk about the right to travel and talk about driving. So this video is for educational entertainment purposes only. This is not legal advice, but I remember hearing from someone, years ago. I remember they said something along the lines that ignorance of the law is no excuse. That's something that a lot of judges tell people that the ignorance of the law is no excuse. So, in order to not be ignorant, then that means we have to be well learned. We have to be educated about these definitions, about what is considered as commercial activity or commercial business. And what is commerce? Commerce is when you're doing business. That's commercial activity. And a driver will be considered as an individual that's using a motor vehicle in order to do commerce on the highways. Okay. And when you buy a vehicle or you buy a car, automobile, I should say, when you buy an automobile and you register that automobile with the Department of Motor Vehicles, what happens is that the MCO or MSO, right, is transferred over to the DMV, and the DMV destroys it and they give you a certificate of origin. But they can give you a copy of that. Okay. So let's see. Let's see here. Let's see what A6 grind time, also known as the foreign national born natural. Let's see what he has posted on his website. That's on YouTube, on his channel.
Let's talk about RFK. I believe that it's a woman's right to choose. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants to restore abortion rights nationally. He's a pro-choice, progressive Democrat with a long record fighting for abortion rights. That's the real RFK. State title versus a manufacturer certificate of origin. You have a legal title versus an equitable title. The legal title of the property refers to the legal ownership, which comes with the right to control the property. This is what's given to your state in order to create your equitable title, which gives the person a right to enjoy the benefits that come with ownership of property, despite them not being the legal title holder. So what that means is that you don't own your car, the state owns your car. You're using the state's property, which is why they can kick you out of your vehicle and have any claim of jurisdiction, because they have the legal title, you have the equitable title. They own your vehicle, you pay taxes, they have jurisdiction. But if you have the MCO, they have none of those things. I'm about to show you how to get your manufacturer certificate of origin, which is the highest title to your vehicle. The MSO or the MCO refers to the original ownership document for a vehicle. Upon the retail sale of the vehicle, the document is surrendered for the issuance of a jurisdiction title. Essentially meaning that when you buy your vehicle from a dealership, they sell your MCO to the DMV so that they can issue an equitable title, which gives them jurisdiction over your vehicle. So what you're going to do is order a copy of your motor vehicle report or your motor vehicle record, depending on your state. You can do this by mail or online, maybe even by walking in. And once you do this, they will give you a copy of your MCO at the very back. And what you'll do is have the manufacturer issue you another MCO because the original has been destroyed, and that way you'll have the highest title to your vehicle. I would then take the state title and give it back to the state, rescind it, have them destroy it, and that way they no longer have any legal claim to your vehicles.
Okay, so now this is a law, or this is a part of the United States Code. It says Title 34, U.S. Code, Section 12611. It says Motor Vehicle Theft Prevention Program. It says in general, not later than 180 days after September 13th, 1994, the Attorney General shall develop in cooperation with the states a national voluntary, we know what that means, that you could choose to or not choose to, voluntary motor vehicle theft protection program, under which the owner of the motor vehicle may voluntarily sign the consent, meaning permission, form with a participating state or locality in which the motor vehicle owner states that the vehicle is not normally operated under certain specified conditions. Okay? Agrees to and displays a program decal or device on the owner's vehicle. And that sounds a lot like the tags and license plate that you put on the motor vehicle. Because according to the DMV Department of Motor Vehicles, that's what is considered. And okay, so permit, and it says permits law enforcement officials in any state to stop the motor vehicle and take reasonable steps to determine whether the vehicle is being operated by or with the permission of the owner if the vehicle is being operated under specified conditions. Participating states and localities authorize law enforcement, right? Police, state police, local police, or whatever city that you're in. Okay. It says in the state or locality to stop motor vehicles displaying program decals or devices under specified conditions and take reasonable steps to determine whether the vehicle is being operated by or with the permission of the owner. Uniform decal and design. The motor vehicle theft prevention program developed pursuant to this section shall include a uniform design or designs for decals or other devices to be displayed by motor vehicles participating in the program. Okay, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will have the link below so that you all will be able to read this. I'll have it below this video after this live video is done. Okay, so you can read it for yourselves. All right, so that's that. Then let's see. What do they say about what a driver is? Okay. Now this is from the source is 49 CFR section 390.5T. Driver. Driver means any person who operates any commercial motor vehicle. Okay, so that's what that means. Now, let's see what the state, California, what they say. Now, this is from the state of California Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay, vehicle definitions. An automobile, quotation marks, quote unquote, is a passenger vehicle that does not transport persons for hire. This includes station wagons, sedans, vans, and sport utility vehicles. So we know A sport utility vehicle can be, say, like a Range Rover, a G Wagon, a Jeep, whatever it is that you like. That fits into that category. And I'm pretty sure that in all states, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, doesn't matter, that in their codes for every state, they have these codes on the motor vehicles. For the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, they have these definitions as well. You just got to go and find them. Okay, so they were they was very good for putting this out there. Some states make it hard for you to be able to find what an automobile really is. Okay, so let's go over the definition again. And it says an automobile is a passenger vehicle that does not transport persons for hire. Now, persons for hire, that means like you're not a chauffeur, you're not an Uber service, you're not a taxi driver, you're not a bus driver. So you're not receiving a fee. Okay, you're not receiving a fee in order for you to be on the highway. You're not transporting people or things, so therefore you're not a driver. Okay. But it says right here, it says a commercial vehicle is a vehicle which is used or maintained for the transportation of persons for hire, compensation, or profit, or designed, used, or maintained primarily for the transportation of property. Okay. All right. So get that out the way. Let's look at the definition of what they say a motor vehicle is underneath Title 18 USC 31A6 motor vehicle. Now, watch how it differs between the definition for automobile and a motor vehicle. It says motor vehicle. The term motor vehicle, quote unquote, means every description of carriage or other contrivance propelled or drawn by mechanical power and used for commercial purposes on the highways in the transportation of passengers and property or cargo. So, therefore, you see the difference between automobile and motor vehicle. A motor vehicle is involved with for commercial purposes, such as carrying passengers or property or both passengers and property. And this was on the same website that I found the other definitions, by the way, which is Cornell. This is what I got this from. So now I'm going to exit out of this. Okay, so that's that. And then let's look at this video. Now, keep in mind, a motor vehicle is for commercial purposes for hauling passengers or property or both. Okay? And a driver is a person that is operating a motor vehicle that's used for such purposes, right? And so when you go to the DMV and you took a test, written test, you took a road test, and you passed both, you then converted your right to travel into a privilege, right? Because they tell you that driving is a privilege, but yet the right to travel already existed, but you just didn't know that you had the right to travel. Okay, so now for people who converted their right to travel into a privilege, this is what happens is that you placed your car underneath the jurisdiction of the state via the Department of Motor Vehicles, which is for commercial activity. And because you voluntarily did so, that's when the motor vehicles theft program had kicked in, which allowed cops to be able to pull you over to see if the car is being operated by the person who owns the car, the owner, or to check to see if it's quote unquote operating correctly, right? And as we know, when it comes to people that they consider as black in the system, black is a misnomer for people of American Indian descent as well as people of African descent. So when they assume this is what you are, we know that these cops they do above and beyond that they're more so than they're supposed to. And then this when you get situations where you have cops that beat up or kill people that they believe or think or assume that is black underneath the Christian black codes, okay? So now let's look at this video and see what happened to people that were considered as drivers operating a motor vehicle.
All your faves are back for a new season of Teen Mom, The Next Chapter. I can't believe we made it a year. From teen moms to moms of teen. Alarming claims in the town of Brookside, allegations of illegal policing and racial profiling.
Brookside's police chief resigned after allegations of improper and excessive traffic stops and policing.
They were literally being tossed out of their cars on the street, vehicles taken, had to walk to safety.
We're going to deal with this, brother. We're going to deal with this. What's your name?
I think
What's your name?
they were looking for an easy target.
Alexis Thomas takes us back to the day she and her mother, Shakitha, were arrested by officers in Brookside, Alabama in 2022. Both sent to jail, both their cars towed and impounded, costing them thousands of dollars. Pulled over because her mother's car had a broken tagline. What's going through your mind?
Oh my God, I was terrified. What is really going on here?
According to a pending class action lawsuit, the city allegedly deployed its police department not to protect the public, but to generate revenue, boosting its budget 640% with fines and forfeitures in 2 years. Purchasing this armored vehicle and naming its department's canine Cash.
Something's not right.
Wanda Given is a member of the Alabama House of Representatives, whose district includes Brookside. After receiving thousands of complaints, she helped pass a new state law 2 years ago, capping the amount of traffic citation revenue cities can collect at 10% of their budgets. Ticket revenue generated above that sent to a state-run crime victims compensation fund. Legislation received bipartisan support in a Republican-led legislature.
I had law enforcement agencies literally calling me from across the state of Alabama and throughout the nation to say, listen, we're good cops. We're not bad cops. Those are bad cops.
And Brookside was the catalyst for this legislation.
Absolutely. Brookside exists everywhere. There's a Brookside in every state.
300 miles away, ticketed drivers share similar outrage about a small police department in Lenox, Georgia, that generates even more revenue from traffic citations.
Like they were looking for charges to stack upon us.
It's crazy. I mean, they're pulling people over left and right. It definitely seemed like he was coming after me at, I was a cash cow. And Atlanta News' first investigation uncovered nearly 73% of Lenox's budget came from traffic fines in 2022. To put that in perspective, Brookside's fines and forfeitures made up around 49% of its budget before Alabama changed the law. While state law enforcement can revoke speed detection permits if they can prove cities are writing excessive speeding tickets for profit, Georgia does not cap the amount of revenue municipalities can collect from traffic citations.
To put it shortly, Georgia's state laws incentivize municipalities to use their police departments and their code enforcers to police for profit and for taxation by citation.
Javasitu Ashvili is an attorney with the Institute for Justice. According to this report produced by the civil rights organization, Georgia ranks as the worst state in the country, with laws that enable or encourage taxation through citation, largely because municipalities operate their own traffic courts.
So this is wholly counterproductive to the notion of police protecting and serving, and instead turns police into revenue collectors for themselves and for the town.
Atlanta News first uncovered Lennox is among 17 cities in the state that rely on 25% or more of their budgets from traffic citation revenue, majority in South Georgia, including Warwick, Morven, and Bowling.
Tax base for rural Georgia is declining.
Attorney Tommy Coleman represents some of those South Georgia cities.
Cities and counties in Georgia and other places ought to be the master of their own destiny. They ought to be able to control their own revenue.
When you look at the numbers, do you think that this impacts trust in law enforcement?
Well, I'm sure it does for the people who've gotten the ticket.
They are supposed to protect us, serve and protect us.
Back in Brookside, Alabama, a judge dropped all of the charges against Jakeitha and her daughter, but the damage was already done.
It made me really, really not like the police. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm nervous all the time. I was gonna say every time I go anywhere, I'm nervous. If a police get behind me, I instantly have to report.
A department accused of taking advantage of its authority, impacting trust in law enforcement, something Alabama lawmakers addressed to prevent from happening again, while its neighboring state has yet to take action.
Okay. Let's see. Now, let's look at what Brandon Joe Williams, what he has to say on how you can solve that issue. Then we're going to look at a YouTuber named Mod and what happened to him. Okay.
These car hacks are going to make your life way easier. If you need to increase the range of your car's key fob, place it under your chin. This is because you're...
Hi there, my name is Brandon, and I'm making another video. This time I'm trying to make it completely clean, that way I can buy ads. This is my brand, and you can look me up on my clean version of my URL, which is don'tbeaslave.com. Today, in less than 10 minutes, I'm going to teach you how you can operate any vehicle that you want without a driver's license, without smog, without license plates, without registration, completely legally, and so where police can't pull you over at all, completely legal. So first and foremost, we're going to be looking at the United States Code, which is divided by title. As you can see, there's all these different titles, right? The first thing we're going to be looking at is Title 18, which is Crimes and Criminal Procedure. We're going to go to 18 USC Section 31. This first number is the title. This is the body of law. This is a section symbol, and this is the section number definitions. You can type this into Google. You don't even need the S symbol, and you can just do DSC. This will pop right up, including anything else I might show you on here. Very easy to find. Now you go where? To the Bureau of Motor Vehicles or Department of Motor Vehicles to get your license plates and your driver's license and everything else. Well, everyone assumes what a motor vehicle is. Here's your definition right here. 18 USC 31 subsection A6. The term motor vehicle means every description of carriage or other contrivance propelled or drawn by mechanical power and used for commercial purposes. It's blue and underlined like that because that means you can click on it. It's got a special definition which we will cover. On the highways in the transportation of passengers and property or cargo. Whoa. Now let's go down and check out what that means. Used for commercial purposes, right? The term used for commercial purposes means the carriage of persons or property for any fare, fee, rate, charge, or other consideration, or directly or indirectly in connection with any business or other undertaking intended for profit. So a motor vehicle is a vehicle that's transporting people or goods in exchange for some sort of monetary consideration, specifically and explicitly for transporting that person or thing from point A to point B, such as if I paid you $10 to transport a box from my house to my friend's house, or if I was a chauffeur, such as a bus driver, or if I was a taxi driver in New York, or an Uber driver, or a Uber Eats delivery guy. These are all motor vehicles. So you driving around or moving around in your own car for non-commercial purposes would not technically classify as a motor vehicle. You can even see here in California, they separate this out a lot. This is from, you just type in California Vehicle Code definitions to pop up. A commercial vehicle is a vehicle which is used or maintained for the transportation of persons for hire, compensation, or profit, or designed, used, and maintained primarily for the transportation of property. Whereas an automobile, you don't go to the Department of Motor Vehicles for automobiles, by the way. An automobile is a passenger vehicle that does not transport persons for hire. This includes, now it says includes, doesn't mean is exclusive as only. It just says includes, meaning it could be one of these things, or maybe other things too. Station wagons, sedans, vans, and sport utility vehicles. So wait a second there, Brandon. You mean to tell me that I drive around in a way where the state believes that I'm driving in a commercial activity and it's some kind of a job where I'm transporting people for property for money? Yep. Now this gets even more wild because we've got the next thing here, which is 49 Code of Federal Regulations, Section 390.5T. You've heard a lot of these sovereign citizen type people driving around saying, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. But they never say where that comes from. Well, let's see. What is the definition of driving or driver? Driver means any person who operates any commercial motor vehicle. So when you get a driver's license, or when you give the police officer your driver's license, in that moment you're saying, Hi officer, I am operating a commercial for hire motor vehicle. You have full jurisdiction over it. So you ask me, well, if a driver's license is a commercial activity, then what does that mean? And I say to you, well, if it's a commercial activity, then that's how the police and the state get jurisdiction. And we're going to go over jurisdiction a little later in this video. Commerce is within their jurisdiction. Non-commerce is not. So you ask me, well, how do I operate these vehicles and do these various things outside of commerce? The answer is a passport card. On the DS-11, the application for a U.S. passport, you can get a U.S. passport book, U.S. passport card, or both. A lot of people don't realize, too, is you can get a regular book or a large book. Get that card, carry that card. Now, when it comes to jurisdiction, there's two types of jurisdiction. Personal jurisdiction is the requirement that a given court have power over the defendant based on minimum contacts with the forum, right? Basically, just means jurisdiction over you as the human being. Subject matter jurisdiction is the power to hear a certain kind of claim that is brought to that court, and can also include the vehicle in question or the activities in question. One of the easiest ways to break personal jurisdiction, as well as subject matter jurisdiction to some degree, is this passport card. But if you go above the DMV, they have this thing called the Federal Motor Carrier, right? Now, there's two types of motor carrier. There's a private motor carrier and a for-hire motor carrier. A private motor carrier transports its own cargo, usually as a part of a business that produces, uses, sells, or buys that cargo that is being hauled. A private motor carrier transports its own goods and is not required to have a a U.S. DOT number, but does not need operating authority. Heading back over to 49 CFR 390.5T, for-hire motor carrier means a person engaged in the transportation of goods or passengers for compensation. So this is very, very interesting. Going online and getting a private motor carrier DOT number is completely free, and it's attached to some sort of business or trust. Ideally, you would create a trust and you would attach it to the trust, which is more complicated than this short video can go. This is kind of like just to give you ideas. You only need one of these numbers for every single car, motorcycle, everything that you have that is not operating in commerce. And you actually can create your own license plates with this private motor carrier DOT number, and you can operate these vehicles outside of a commercial activity. And you never have to go to the DMV ever again. And it's all free. There's no smog, no registration, nothing. But we're going to cover what is registration exactly. As far as I can tell, registration is the Motor Vehicle Theft Prevention Program from 34 USC 12611, and it's going to piss you off, probably. Motor Vehicle Theft Prevention Program, the owner of a motor vehicle, which is a commercial vehicle, may voluntarily sign a consent form where you basically say that the vehicle is not operated under normal specified conditions. You agree to display program decals on devices, which is probably the registration sticker, and it permits law enforcement officers in any state to stop the motor vehicle and take reasonable steps to determine whether the vehicle is being operated by or with the permission of the owner. They don't need reasonable articulable suspicion or anything when you have current registration, as far as I can tell. You're waiving all your Fifth Amendment rights and everything because you're involved in a commercial activity. You are not private. Another important thing when it comes to breaking subject matter jurisdiction is the manufacturer's certificate of origin, which this is hilarious. It comes straight from the American Association of Motor Vehicles, which is commercial. Manufacturer's certificate of origin, MCO, refers to the original ownership document for a vehicle. So this is from California, new vehicle with MSO registration requirements. When a new vehicle has never been registered or titled in any state or country, if you do an application for title or registration, you send the superior title, which is the manufacturer's certificate of origin, properly endorsed, which means released, to the state. So you're exchanging the superior title, which is the MCO, for a stupid certificate of title. Now they call it, once a vehicle has been issued a state or jurisdiction title, the MCO/MSO is no longer available. They destroy it because now they own the vehicle. You just gave your vehicle to the state. The police is policing what is owned by the state. They're not policing anything that you own. So combining the power of the passport with the MCO or MSO, and then also having the private motor carrier DOT number, you're completely outside of commerce. No smog, no driver's license is needed. Police can't do anything to you. Now, it doesn't stop the sheriff's office from doing something with you. If you're causing accidents or harming people, that wouldn't be statutory. That would actually be found under common law. So you can still get in trouble for driving like a crazy man. It's just that you're not donating your car and everything else to the state. I have a lot of free information on my website. It's completely free if you want to learn more. I don't even want your money. Don't even try to give it to me.
Shopify.
Okay. So now I'm going to stop sharing for a minute.
I get pulled over in basically been a while.
Okay. This is ModdaGod. He is a rapper that's friends with Clarence, who is the boyfriend of Queen Naija. Okay. Check this story out and see what happened to him in the state of Georgia. And I already shared with you guys what happened to other people that's in the state of Georgia who are considered as drivers operating a motor vehicle. Okay.
think you figure out New York nigga down south living wild. Couple problems, couple cases, beat the trial. But all of that feel better when that baby see you smile. Yeah, we should do some hanging out. I've been bored, I'm like Corey in the house every day. I've been trying to find a way. And my heart is like an iPhone in the locker with your face.
Haircut definitely coming this week. I'm gonna look more up now. My closet still looks crazy. I tried to just G-Herbal my Uber. Closet looks crazy. I definitely tried to just G-Herbal my Uber, but it ain't working. Hat, outfit, check. Keep it real simple. Black on black. Real simple, black on black today. This is the funeral service for me being on probation. We go on the funeral. Once we get out there, we're going to kill this bug that fell on my shoulder called probation. And we're going to come back to town. We're going to come back to town, Slime.
Yo, y'all. I owe $60 first of all. They mean now I'm tight. I'm hot. I'm on hot right now. I'm on super hot right now. Yo, I came down here, right? I'm thinking, yo, I'm going to they throwing baby football numbers at a nigga. Shorty said she had a suspended license. They threw 11 months at Shorty. So I'm in the court nervous. Like, yo, what could they have wanted me for? I pull up there, they like, yo, you doing a great job with your probation. You got 10 days left on your probation. You doing good, right? I'm like, all right, so what the fuck am I here for? Yo, but you owe us $58. So last time, my last probation payment, before I even went to Mexico, I was supposed to pay $745. I sent them niggas $760, gang. After I just paid my rent, I went damn near, yo. And then these niggas call me down here. I'm taking $100 in Ubers for fucking for $58. Then I go to the spot to get the $58. I know my card got canceled, so I don't got an ATM card. My ATM card is on the way in the mail. I go game. Shit is not letting me. Now I'm in the store asking niggas, can I send you $60? Yo. I know niggas be going through shit, but it's like $60, y'all, it's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Then a lady in the store gonna come out and try to start talking to me about shit. Like, what are you talking to me about? Like, what are you talking to me about? I wanted $60. You can go to the ATM. She said, but no, you're gonna be putting people at inconvenience. How? I'm fucking selling it to your fucking account, bro. I'm hot. Now niggas is telling me to go up here and do cashback 3 times for some fucking gum. Fucking $60, man.
You're seeing this video, it's your sign that you have a message inside you that is meant to reach a whole bunch of people. And my guess is if you're seeing this video, you have...
This is why I had to pay $100 Uber to come this way. $60, gang. They couldn't have emailed, sent that, text that. No, then on top of that, they don't got nobody that's trying to pick him up on snack paper. At least we snacked up. Because everything else is wild to me. My freedom papers. They called me down here for $60, y'all. $60. They made me pay $100. My Uber just got here. We're doing great for the front of the court. But they made me pay $100 in Ubers to go send them $60. That's extra petty. They could have got the 60 any other way, but they needed for me. Get it off the mud like I did, bitch ass niggas.
Yo, what's good? It is your boy MOD, and I know I'm looking extra like chocolate, delicious.
You feel me? Make sure it's on right here.
Yeah, we good. Yeah, basically, hold on, let me back on my certificate because I'm proud of myself. Hold on. Can't show y'all my government, but hold on. Boom, you see what's going on. Boom, this is my final probation slip right here for me being off probation in Atlanta, Georgia. Finally, now, I couldn't talk about this while I was going through it because it was like just a time in my life where I just couldn't understand. You feel me? It was right and left. I really at my peak of criminality. Now I sound like I'm bad. Now I sound like I'm Bobby Boom up or something. So like, nah, in the peak of my car problems of criminality, I was on probation in
read places. Like, if you go back and look through my videos, you can see my story time of my first time ever. My first time ever getting arrested. Both times was at 28. The only 2 times I was arrested in my life was at the age of 28. I went 27 years without being arrested, and then I went a whole nother year, about to be 2 years without being arrested because if I did get arrested, my ass would have been in jail. But yeah, so yeah, it was the first crazy experience where that scared the shit out of me. That got me my original probation. Now, this is just a story because also in this last year of me just figuring out my life and just really being by myself, I really have just went through a lot of things in secret. Like, you know, if you pay attention to my content or like saw what was going on TikTok, you may have saw that I lost my car or things like that. And I know people just wanted me to be transparent and I just ate some Chick-fil-A my food. Transparent and just open and explaining these things that I go through because I know people have questions. So yeah, let's start there. And I'm gonna tell the honest truth because I'm actually proud. Like, these little things and signs just made me realize that I need more control over the things that I was engaging in my daily life. So, boom, this is, I remember the date. This is either June 8th or June 9th. whatever year 28 is. 28 for me is 2021. 2021 or 2021 or 2022. Believe it. Because now it's 2023. So, I know it's 28 because it was right for my 28th, for my 29th birthday. So, no, it's 2022. June 8th or 9th, 2022. So, this is just a regular day, right? I'm like, yo, let me go get some Tina. I've been in the crib all day. Let me go get some Tina. This is back when, you know, Tina was controlling me. If you don't know what Tina is, somebody in the comments, please put the synonym to Tina. If you're a part of the game, if you're not part of the game, just read the comments and you will understand. But just know we rolling down the river. You feel me? To the sky gates, right? So I'm like, yo, let me go get some Tina. So I go. I usually would check with the track before I go there, but I'm just on some. He always there, like, you know, he's always there. So I get there, boom, I'm ringing the bell, niggas don't answer. I call the niggas don't answer. Boom. So like now, this is at this point in time, the trap is like, I'm going there because they got the best, you know, the best stuff in the city. But at the same time, it's like a 25-minute, 30-minute drive traffic to get there. So now I'm like, fed, because I already left the house and shit. And right, I'm outside. So it's like, damn, I'm out the house and I'm not even getting what I came out the house for. I could have just stayed in the house. So now I'm like doing a lot. So I hit my man's up and he puts me on to another track, right? So now this track just happens to be located in one of the most R-word places in Georgia. R-word meaning, you know, 400 years what we went through, my people. You know what Martin Luther King was fighting through, or Malcolm X was fighting through, my people, for my people that get it, right? So I don't know this at this time, right? So my man sent me the information. He told me what it is. So now this place just happens to be Douglasville in Georgia. I'm driving and driving. Now, I had just that week been in court for my other probation in Doraville. I had payments to make because I had caught a super speeding ticket. I had just gotten my license cleaned up. Like I had probably spent about like no exaggeration, like a stack that week just in car bills, just to make sure my license was good. So now I'm driving to Douglasville, whipping, and I see the boys in my rearview mirror, like deep. Like I see them super deep. So I'm like, matter of fact, I'm on the phone with a joint at this time, and I'm mad cocky. Like, so the boys end up getting right behind me when I'm still in the beds. So I'm like, I'm talking to Shorty in the car, like, yo, the boys trying to get behind me. I just spent bad money this week. Ain't no way the boys taking me out. Stupid, right? Like, I'm talking shit. I'm talking hella shit, right? So the boys was behind me for a little while, and they pull on the side of me. So when they pull on the side of me, I'm just still talking shit like, look at the nigga. I'm like, oh, we good. Either way, they pull in front of me. So I'm like, I ain't copy. The boy's not worried about me. He pulled in front of me. Now, I got to make a left turn. There's a quick trip on my left-hand side. I got to make a left turn to go that way. Like, that's where the GPS is telling me to go. So now, I hop in the left lane and make a turn. And make a hop right behind me. So I'm like, I'm stumped. Because I'm like, yo, you passing me way in front of me? Boom, how are you getting right behind me? I make the left lights on. Excuse me. Can you please pull the car over? Pull the car over right now. And I was like, yo. Like, what could I have done? I'm like, yo, I just pulled it over. So now I'm fake playing stupid. Like, yo, acting like he must be, a couple cars turned. I'm like, trying to get out of the way. I try to slide. So now I pull into the gas station. I pull next to a gas pump, right? He's like, sir, please stop the vehicle. I'm like, yo, this nigga's talking to me. Like, yo, this nigga's talking to me. So now, boom, pulls up on me, strap out. So now, and it's a black man. He pulls up on me, strap out. So now, I'm choked. Yo, my heart is like, my heart is like this. My heart is literally like, the cartoons coming out my chest. What I'm saying, I'm like, yo, what? So he's like, unlock the door.
So I'm just gonna pause it right there real quick. Now you notice how he said that he had a speeding ticket in Doraville, which is a suburb that's north of the city, by the way. And then in Douglasville, what he said that was an area that's racist. That he said an area that's racist. Douglasville, which is on the south side, and they pulled him over, and this was a black cop. As my, referred to him as being black, right? Came out already with the guns already pointed at him. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about driving while indigenous, right? Or as they like to call it, driving while black, because that's what they have you categorized as in the system until you let them know that that's not who you are and that you are an American Indian. Okay, so anyways, besides the point. So here comes this cop. He already has his gun out. He's of the same race as mine, but with his gun out, and yet nothing was escalated. He was just about to approach mine. Now, to me, I feel like he should have had his gun put away. In my opinion, he should have had his gun put away when he approached Mod. And I already know the reason why Mod was scared is because he knows a lot of these police officers, law enforcement officers, they go above and beyond. And of lately, they have been killing our people, both male and female, women and men, and even children. That's been behind the wheel doing commercial activity, what they call driving, in their system. Okay.
Creator, coach, and business owner. If I'd start my business from zero, I would have focused on building out my client.
Like, with the strap out there, I'm like, trying to flip the shit, like, keep one hand with the flip. Boom, he's like, step out the car. Boom, so now the nigga, I'm in this shit like, what the fuck? So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, I'm literally saying this. Like, how did I get here? Like, yo, how did I get here? So he's like, do you know that you're not supposed to be driving this vehicle? I'm like, what? No, I don't. Clearly not. I know I'm supposed to be driving this vehicle. He's like, your license is suspended, sir. I'm like, license is suspended? I just paid off all my stuff this week. He like, yo, your license is suspended as of June 8th. So now this is where Georgia, you gotta be careful with Georgia. Which is why I'm telling the story. If it can help you, if it doesn't help you, if you learn, Georgia's crazy. So now I got a super speed ticket. So I already have to pay $500 for a super speed ticket. Now there's this other fee that you gotta pay to the state of Georgia that nobody talks about. You go and see 12 judges. I done went to court 10 times. The judge never told me about it. Then had a probation officer in Doraville. The judge never tells you about it. But there's this fee you have to pay separately to the state of Georgia. Now when I get pulled over, this fee has kicked in 2 days after my license was just cleared on the 6th. So it's like it's the 8th or the 9th, but on the 6th, I had just been cleared to go. So now I'm like, bro, you can't just I'm really.
Okay, so he was talking about how they're playing dirty in the state of Georgia. Now, keep in mind, the state of Georgia is the corporation, okay, that is utilizing one of its corporation, which is the DMV, which stands for Department of Motor Vehicles, right, for people that are considered as drivers. Because unknowingly they gave up their rights to travel and converted it over into a privilege, which is driving, which is commercial activity. Okay. Now, the dirty part that I heard so far is the fact that he went and he paid $500 to pay for a speeding ticket that he had from Doraville. Then a police from Douglasville pulled him over and told him that his license was suspended. He was completely caught off guard because he said on June 6th of 2022 that his license was supposed to have been cleared. So how is it suspended? It got suspended because the judge and the probation officer that he had at the time, they failed to tell Mom that there is a fee that he was supposed to pay to the state, and because he didn't pay that fee, they turned around and suspended his license.
Politicking with the cops, like, yo, bro, you can't just bro, I'll take this car home right now and I'll fix everything tomorrow, bro. Like, please just let me get this one off. Like, he's like, no, bro, I can't let you can't drive with a suspended license. So like, boom. So now I'm like, bro, I have to call somebody, like somebody for the car, somebody for something. Boom. So like, he let me go through my phone. Boom, 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 boom. What the hell? Fruit fly. Sorry, Georgia be buzzing with the fruit fly. He let me go through my phone. I'm looking. I call my man's Izzy, because it's like he the only nigga I got right now with a whip that can come out here. They about to take me to jail. So like, of course, again, I'm like asking the cop the process, like, yo, am I gonna be able to find out? Can I do this? Boom, boom, boom. So he tell me I'm gonna be able to find out. So I call Izzy and tell him to meet me at the precinct. So now I'm sitting there in the back, the back of the paddy wagon is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Plastic seats, but like plastic hard seats. Like y'all ever had the Toys R Us toy box when you were little and they had that scratch material that like if you got pushed up against it, you could really scrape your elbow. Like it's just this hard, ashy, like rugged seat. So now I'm in the back of the joint, right under the back of the joint, and I'm trying to, I'm politics. It's like the first time, but I'm not gonna lie, by this point in my life, I'm thinking gangster, you know? I'm like a gangster, like, you know what I'm saying? get arrested. I've been here before. You feel me? So I just need to ask the necessary questions to get out of this situation. So I'm saying, he's like, yeah, I'm about to have somebody come and pick you up. So I'm like, yo, are they white or are they black? Because now this nigga, he let me do the phone call when he was being an asshole the whole time. So I'm like, are they white or are they black? He like, it's probably a white guy that's going to pick you up. I'm like, nah, bro. I done heard too many stories about what be going on down here in the Georgia game. I'm gonna need you to do it. Like, I know we're not on the best, we're not getting off to the best foot, but like, I just feel more comfortable. Like, you care about my life. He's like, bro, it's not even like that over here, bro. Like, he's like, and you're lucky you got arrested by because it's like Douglasville police and Douglas County police, and I got arrested by like a Douglas County police, so he couldn't take me to Douglasville jail immediately. God be on my side. Like, I been going through crazy shit, but God be on my side. So yeah. So the other cop pulls up. I'm not gonna lie. He had the typical like he didn't like my people. He ain't had a look. He had the Ken look when he pulled up. They opened the door and he's like, buddy, you look mad uncomfortable back there. How about we get you some if you ever gonna get arrested, you gotta get the front handcuffs. Try to ask for the front handcuffs. Those joints give you like a little freedom. Like, you really can't lift your arms up and do jumping jacks. But you know, you get this much, you feel more free. Back here, you feel crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he pulls up, he's like, buddy, let's get you on board. So they got me on the front. The only thing about the front, like, go around, you look like a real convict. Like, you really look like these are crazy times of my life. So yeah, I go with the other cop. The other cop is mad cool. I'm not gonna lie, he's mad cool. So we go there, boom. They start checking me to see if I had any drugs on me and stuff like that, but I didn't because I was trying to get it. I was just boom. Before we get to that point, really why I even got pulled over that day was just because when the cop got behind me, his tag reader read my license plate. You gotta be careful with this in Georgia too. Read my license plate and it said my license was suspended. The car was good, everything was good, the insurance was good, everything. Literally, my license was just suspended 2 days before. So now, either way, boom, we get to the precinct. So now we in the precinct, and it's like, boom, they take me in. The first time, a lot of shit didn't happen to me. That happened this time. They take me into the precinct, and they put me in the holding cell. So now I'm in there, contemplating my life. Like, this time I'm like, yo, I did everything right. I wasn't even speeding. He didn't pull me over because I was speeding. He didn't pull me over because I was doing nothing wrong. This is just luck of the draw. Like, luck of the draw. He caught my license plate, and I'm out here with a suspended license. Boom. Sitting there stressed out. So now they call me out, and they like, yo, we about to fingerprint you. They made me do like all the finger joint. They made me take the mug shot. Like, I'm in here. So now I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Because the first time I'm like, yo, even though I think I got arrested, I'm not in the system. But this time it's like, they put me in the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thumbprint pops up at a crime scene it's not supposed to be at. They know exactly where the fly at. It's crazy, you know, crazy. But whatever. Because everything else is good, and they actually put me over for offense. It was just a suspended license ticket, which ended up being like a cheaper bond than like the last time. The last time I took like a stack. So yeah, I was able to with a little help, was able to get out from out of that. But that just was just the start. So now that's the arresting story. This story turns into, right? There's another time where a tag reader pulls me over again when I think my license is good. And literally the same thing happens, but I don't get arrested because it was in a county where they don't do that, right? So now I'm on my third strike with tag readers. One with the speeding ticket from October that I had first went to jail, and then now the other two from just the tag readers. Both times just cops just happen to be behind me. Like, the worst luck. Like, you don't even see cops in Georgia, but for some reason these niggas is only like white on rights, right? But either way, now I'm going to jail. Not going to jail. Now I'm going to court over here. So now
it's like a couple days before I gotta go to court. But like the probation ties right into me losing my car. So it's like a couple days before I gotta go to court, and I'm looking up shit. Right? Because I had never ever gotten a lawyer for any of these cases. It was just more like I would just go to court because in New York, like these type of things, like speeding tickets or suspended licenses, don't just automatically lead to serious jail time. You feel me? Or I mean, real niggas doing years. My heart is with you, and I respect y'all going through that differently. But for me, mine was 10 days. But 10 days just seems so long for a nigga like me that's been free and never did nothing wrong to end up in his whole life, right? So, right, I'm like looking it up, and it's like, yo, my next offense is a mandatory 10 days in jail. So like now I'm like, fake laws, like 10 days in jail, like I'm in the crib, like looking it up, like how often do they get niggas to 10 days? Like that's what I'm Googling and shit, like do they do this often? Is this just something they put? So now I'm looking, I'm like, niggas is writing like, it's like niggas writing from inside behind the wall, like nah, I did my 10 nigga, like I'm like, oh shit, right? So I'm really just on some going through and shit, paying already the other probation and shit, and like trying to hold on to my breath. I'm not really even thinking like.
Sometimes, the only thing more difficult than running a business is finding the right words to market.
Like how serious this could really get. So my mom like knew my court date was coming up, and she looked into it, and she was like, "They said you about to do 10 days in jail. Like, is that true? Like, is this a real thing? You're gonna do 10 days in jail?" So I'm like, "Shit." It's like I don't know. I'm reading. I don't know what's going on. So shout out to Mama Love and advice of Mama Love, but this is where we lose the car at. Mama Love thought that I need to get a lawyer. The lawyer costs some bread. I'm not gonna tell you how much the lawyer costs. The lawyer costs some bread. This is a quick story for the car. Quick car story. The lawyer costs some bread meant that I couldn't pay my car note for a couple, like a month or two. Now I go out to like networking event for influencers, and I go there fine, have a time, meet people. It was a great event. I come out the event, and both my tires are gone. Like as I'm driving up the street to go meet my friends at the spot. So, of course, I got roadside assistance for banks. Boom, I pull over, leave the car there, let them come get it, do what they gotta do. Now, usually they call roadside assistance, and then I just go and get the car in a couple days when they call me. They call me, but this time they like, yo, we can't let you get the car until you make the payment. So I'm like, all right, say less. I just holler at y'all niggas next month. We a little late in the month too, so I'm not even thinking. Next month I get the bread to come together. I call the Benz dealer. They sold my car. I guess there was some terms of my lease that I didn't know that if you didn't make payments, the car goes under. I don't know. Whatever they told me, some bullshit. All I know is they sold my car. And yeah, I lost the Benz right there. Like, yeah, that's how I lost the Benz because of the lawyer bread, tied up some bread. Like, yeah, it was a tight time in my life. It was a tight time in my life. So,
I'm gonna stop it right there. And I found that to be really messed up how they did him, because he really had a really nice car, and that was really a shame that he had to end up losing his vehicle. So I'm going to show you his video of of his car. That was his dream car. Make it so bad. And because he went and he found a lawyer, his mother wanted him to get a lawyer involved. He had to pay that lawyer a lot of money to try to keep himself in and out of jail, but also probably clear up his license and everything that he got behind in his car note. And then they just went ahead and confiscated it while it was still um, in the possession of the police. Okay. Okay.
And now we're here with one of my biggest accomplishments in life thus far. You feel me? I was able to get myself a little 2020 Benz, you know. And we're gonna start with the outside today. As you guys can see, hold on. Let's start. You feel me? My car makes noise when I take the keys outside. They don't. She doesn't really like that. So let me put those in there. There you go, baby. There you go, baby. See? There she goes. She's quiet now. All right. As you guys can see, I went with the. Yo, why are you still screaming? What's up with you, shorty? Alright, chill out, hey. I'm doing something right now. Alright, guys, so, as you guys can see, my baby has I think they call this the blue denim. As you can see, I need to take my baby for a wash. You feel me? Maybe that's what we'll do next. Take my baby for a wash in the video. I did the car tour before. We'll make.
And we're back in third quarter planning. Adams is quarterbacking this project, and she's looking pretty tired, Jim.
She's stuck, Bill, and that deadline is looming.
We'll sign her up again and show her at the end. But as you guys can see, my baby has the blue denim exterior. She also has the 2020 raindrop grill. If your car's not 2020, they didn't offer this one yet. So yeah, I have the raindrop 2020 grill. As you guys can see, I have a racer pack on. Let's show them this. I have the racer pack. So the car actually has little trims on the spoiler to give it like a racy look. Yeah, they put the AMG tires on my baby, as you can see, sport pack. Yeah, my baby's not AMG, but her tires are. You feel me? Only the best for my baby. My baby has, as you can see, it has the outside light for indicating right or left. Sport pack on the handles. Silver exterior. Let me pop this on real quick so they can, really see what's going on. Feel me? Because I got the big sunroof for my baby. My baby has a big sunroof. She likes light. She likes to let the world shine on me. You feel me? So, hold on. Come on, babe. Do your thing. Do your thing, babe. Oh. There we go. 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 My baby likes light. She has a big sunroof. She likes light. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much the outside of my baby. She beeps. She has indicators on the right and left side. So if somebody's too close to me, if somebody's too close to me on the highway, she does beep. Let's go back on the other side and go inside. Because this is where my girlfriend gets special. Like you guys, the fellas know, your girlfriend's special on the inside. You feel me? For her own reasons, whether it be her personality, her heart, or she's special on the inside. All right, so as you can see, my baby is, you feel me? This, as Little Baby song said, it's bigger than black and white. You feel me? Because my baby has the black and white exterior. You feel me? It's the cream. It's like the cream cocoa. We got the cream cocoa right here. We got the Mohegan black right here. I just made that up. You feel me? But like as you can see, let's go inside. She has they're like I call them her titties. This is my baby's titties. She has some pretty little A cups all around. Little pretty A cups. You feel me? This is where the air blows out and makes me feel good. Titties make us feel good. Other than that, let's come around. Other than that, guys, yeah, in terms of the inside, it's pretty simple. For me, what really sold me on this specific car was the tech. You feel me? I love all of this. I love sitting on it, but truthfully, all this stuff's gonna get dirty. The rugs get dirty. I step on them every day. I live my life for this car. I enjoy it. You feel me? So everything else, sometimes it gets dusty. You have to get it clean. So I'm not really worried about that. But the special part for me, guys, is the tech. Right here, the screen is touchscreen. You feel me? It is a touchscreen. This is like an iPad on the car. My car comes with an iPad. It does everything. It responds to everything, right? I can also do everything with the finger up there, like the trackpad. Take it back to the BlackBerry days. If you remember the BlackBerry days with the little ball in the middle I used to roll, very similar to that. So they give me an old school feel and a new school feel, very nostalgic. Now, when it comes to the lighting of my baby, I really have options, and I can really do whatever I want with my baby girl. You feel me? You go to the settings, bow, light, bow, ambient lighting. You feel me? Right now, I'm giving Oprah color purple vibes. You feel me? Real color purple vibes. Let's go a little bluer. Let's go a little Orlando Magic. Where's the blue? Did it get bluer? Oh, it's very close to the purple. Let's go a little Miami Heat. Let's give them the Miami Heat. The team that's not going to win the NBA championship. Let's show them some love today. All right? Now, shout out my Lakers. Shout out my Lakers. Shout out my Lakers. Are you getting it? Is it getting that? Shout out my Lakers. Okay. You feel me? My boy Kemba just went home. Shout out my boy K-Walk and the Celtic. But really, I can support any team or color I want in here. I can support any outfit I put on. There's no drip I could put on that wouldn't match the lights in my car, which is the most special. So that was a very special thing for me. Also, now, as you can see, there's a 2-screen thing going on here. It's not just one screen, it's a 2-screen thing. This screen right here.
Okay, so that's the vehicle that he ended up losing because of the cops. And I feel like that was really unfair of how that whole situation had went down. Let's see. So now, I'm going back here. And I'm going to look at, okay, we already looked at his video, looked at the news article. Let's see, who am I looking for? Okay, now we're going to go back to James C. Lovett, look at his video. He's going to talk about, or he did talk about 4 years ago, how to travel private. Okay, so let's look at this.
Switch to Chrome to load your favorite sites fast, so you can browse with ease. Fast, safe, your...
What's up, YouTube friends and family? It's your boy, the Bad Wolf. First of all, I want to thank all those people out there who've been emailing me, with your questions, and the people who've been donating to the PayPal. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps, especially in this endeavor to bring you guys the truth. So, that being said, let's get started. All right, so you want to know about driving your car versus traveling in your personal automobile, and how it works with a passport. Okay, so there are, first of all, you'll notice one thing about all of my videos, especially in concerns to this information. It always starts with the jurisdiction. Okay, always. So what you have to do is, this is kind of a commitment. This is a life-changing thing. Okay, this is not something like a willy-nilly, operation where you can just kind of drive, travel. If you're going to live this lifestyle, you have to get used to using the terms traveling. Okay, I'm traveling in my personal automobile. Okay, don't jurisdiction by saying, yeah, I'll just drive you to the, no, okay, don't do that. That being said, you are going to have to take these necessary steps if you want to do this. You know, you can't have, it's going to seem weird, it's going to seem a little scary because it's something we were always born into the system. We're freeing ourselves from the matrix, okay? So you're going to need to take your plates off of your car, okay? You're going to turn those in at the DMV and get a receipt, okay? So there's proof that you have, they may or may not give you a receipt. I don't think they actually gave me mine, but you can either record yourself or, you know, just write a receipt up yourself. There's usually some kind of confirmation, I guess. Maybe you get a confirmation number or whatever else. They, like I said, they may not give you anything because they're starting to get wise to this whole process. But you can also write them and tell them that, you know, these are your plates, you're turning them in, and see if you can get a confirmation letter back that way. All right. So you turn in your plates. You got to pull the stickers off of your car. You know, your registration stickers. So your car is now just I should say it's pretty much just your property. Okay, but the problem is you're probably registered with the, you know, the state or some agency that, you know, when you bought it, your title, whatever else. So if you have your title free and clear, what you're going to need to do is contact that particular agency where you've registered it, some with the city, some with the state, whatever, however it works for you guys where you're at, and basically tell them that you sold your car. Okay. Now you can either do that and you know, have that registration removed, or you can go online to the DMV, look up their there's a form for when you sell or have sold your car. All right, you know, so you download that form. And what I did in my particular instance is using my other video I made, where I talk about getting a secondary citizenship, okay, with Ladonia. All right, so I got my citizenship with Ladonia. It's free if you don't, you know, get anything with nobility. If you do, it's like 15 or 20 bucks, 25 bucks, something like that. And what I did was I used the form from the DMV and sold it to myself as a citizen of Ladonia. But more so what I did was I sold to Ladonia. So I put sold to country of Ladonia, CO or care of James Lovett, authorized agent. Okay. So what that effectively does is it removes my vehicle from their jurisdiction. Okay. They can't touch foreign property. They can't. All right. They can't move foreign property unless it's in a situation where, like, it's impeding traffic flow or it's a danger. They can't have it towed under normal circumstances. They can't touch it. They can't go into that vehicle. It is a proverbial locked box. Okay. They can't unless a judge orders them. In which case, there's still a lot of things that they go through because technically they have to contact the government of Ladonia and talk about this property that's in their country's name, because, you know, there's contracts in place, there's laws in place, treaties in place, international ordinances that are in place before. That's like a cop can't just go from here over to Canada and open up someone's car and do something. They can't. Now the cop can do it if they're dirty, because then they'll say, well, I didn't know, they didn't present any information, which is why you always need to keep all of your information about all of this in a binder. Okay, so in my vehicle right now, I have all this information. I canceled my driver's license, I turned in my plates, because they'll try to get you by saying, oh, well, you're still driving. No, I'm not. Here's my paperwork that shows that I turned it in. I canceled it. It is canceled, null and void. Okay, and you can also do that by getting a state ID. If you get a state ID, it cancels out your driver's license because you can't have both. Do you ever wonder why that is? You know? All right, so I did all that with the vehicle, and then I went online and typed in make custom plates, and I made sure that it was actually legit looking plates. Came up with a lot of people I've seen are creating these DOT exempt private things like PR whatever ones, private 3 free on the end, something plates. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I put UCC 1308, kind of a playoff of UCC 1-308, so that if they do decide to try to write me a ticket, they're basically going to be signing that I put on there the code, which means I don't contract. I'm not contracting. So just kind of one of my things to kind of, I guess, have a little fun with them as well. So have I driven with my plates and my passport? Now my passport is only still a non-U.S. national. As of date, I have not put in the rest of the passport information, which I'm going to be doing this week. But everybody else who's used the information before me, I just gathered it up and have been so busy I haven't gotten a chance to do it. But people who have done it have gotten 4 stars and they've reported no problems. But even a couple people out there have used it who did believe that these asterisks, 4 stars, depending on who you talk to, even though in the agency they call them asterisks, but it's whatever, don't mean anything and aren't anything. Well, they are and they do. Okay, it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They don't. If you own a billion-dollar corporation, would you just put a pretty star on a couple people's things for no reason? No. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So yes, I have. Trust me, I'm gonna keep it real. 100. Yeah, I was nervous, little scared when they pulled up behind me, and I was just rocking these plates. And the cop pulls up, takes a look, and then kind of pulls up next to me, kind of takes a look over, and keeps going. Oh, talking about, man. I was like, oh man, here we go. But I had everything ready. So I had all my paperwork ready. I was ready. I was confident, that like, hey, let's do this. If this is where we're at, I have my passport. I was like, let's go. And then I had a sheriff pull me over. I was on the freeway. Wasn't speeding or anything like that. Pulls up, looks at the plate, starts to go by, slows down, looks at it again, pulls up next to me, does the same thing as the cop. He just kind of like looks over, and I'm like, and he kind of, and just kept going. I was like, whoa. So it does work. One of my other guys just told me that since he got his non-U.S. national passport, his buddies were driving in an area where people of color probably shouldn't be driving, especially while everyone's drinking. But I'm only telling this because it's a true story. Not that I suggest doing this. Okay, like I said, once you get your passport and all your car and everything done, don't thumb your nose at these people. All right, all it does is it brings bad attention to our cause and makes it harder for the rest of us. Okay, so don't try to not do anything dumb. But okay, so this happened and they got pulled over, and I don't know if they had the car out of their jurisdiction and the plates. I just know for sure that it was the guy of color who was driving had his U.S. non-U.S. passport, non-U.S. national passport, and his friends all had regular driver's license. So everyone in the car was like, "Oh, we're screwed, man. We're done." And apparently, the cop came back, gave him his passport, and said, "All right, now remember, because you're outside their jurisdiction. If you've done your passport correctly, you're outside of their jurisdiction. So as long as you're not causing immediate harm, you're not about to cause some immediate danger, you're not doing property damage, you're not damaging a person personally at the time. Without those things, these are facts, they can't do anything to you if you've done it correctly. All right, and if you act correctly, you step outside of those things, and or you do those things, they still can't arrest you. They can't do these things because you're a danger to the public."
Okay, so I'm going to stop this video right there. I'm going to have this video below, okay, with Mod's video as well as Brandon's video and his cousin, James's cousin, A6. I'm going to have his video linked below as well. And what he meant by taking your vehicle out of their jurisdictions when you put your vehicle into a trust, okay, a private trust. And another thing that James has a video on his channel where he talks about the affidavit of non-residency. Now, that's a powerful thing to have as well, to have it written up, typed up, notarized, because when you have a document notarized, is when it becomes a legal document, and then you could take that document and you can go to the clerk of court and have it recorded, which makes it a public document. And then you can also send copies of that same document to the Secretary of State and the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles in the state, to let them know that your motor carrier, your automobile is registered. Okay, so but the way that James, how he does his, he has his automobile inside of a private trust, and he created or he had incorporated his own micronation called Levitica, and then on his private plates, he has the name of his country, the name of his trust. Levitica is also on his private plates, and he doesn't use a United States Department of Transportation number on his vehicle, because with that, that's the way that Brandon and Joe, that's how they do their right to travel, and it's a little bit more intricate if you go that route. If you go their route instead, that means that you'll have to go and get a foreign 98 number for your trust, and then you would have to go on the federal government's website that I showed you guys earlier, that Brandon talked about earlier in his video, and you would have to put in your information in there, your name and the name of the trust, and then the tax ID for that said trust, and you have to fill out those forms correctly. I'm not going to show you that in this video, but I will show you that in another live. That's going to be part two of this one, because when you go that route, then you have to, when you apply for the United States dot number for your vehicle, with that number, you can have as many cars, or I should say automobiles, as you like underneath that number. However, you have to update that information every 2 years. But the good thing about it though is that what I felt was a benefit is the fact that, let's say, because you went through all that, you got the trust, you got the 98 number for the trust, then you turned around and you went to the federal government website, got the dot number, which we know dot stands for Department of Transportation. You got that and you got the dot number specifically for, private motor carrier. That's the one that you want, is the one for private motor carrier. Now, when the cops pull up behind you and you have your private plates on your car with the name of your trust on that plate, and you also have your dot number or your Department of Transportation number for private motor carriers. When they look it up and they type that in, they'll see and they'll know that your vehicle, that your not vehicle, but that your conveyance or your automobile, your motor carrier, that you're private and that you're outside of their jurisdiction, because your vehicle is in a your vehicle is now in a trust, and it's not known as a motor vehicle anymore. It's considered as a motor carrier, a private motor carrier that's not involved in commercial activity, not doing commercial activity. Okay? So that's very important, because it's how you, it's intricate. It's the way that you go about doing things. Okay? So when you type that in, like I said, when they type that in, what's going to happen is they'll see, when they type it into their computer, the cops, that is, law enforcement, whether they're county or local, that they'll see that, oh, this is a private, motor carrier. It's not a motor vehicle. It's not being driven. This is a motor carrier and not a motor vehicle. And the person is private. They're not, a driver. Okay? But the thing is, when you do that, you have to take on financial responsibility when it comes to that, which means that you have to create a bond. So then, which will be your insurance for your vehicle. I mean, for your motor carrier. For your automobile, you have to have insurance, which is a bond, and you have to learn how to get that bond. Now, people have different techniques on how you can insure your motor carrier, and I'm going to find those ways too to give you another option, so then that way you'll know, you can choose which way you want to go. If you would like to do the way that James C. Lovett, how he does everything, and he's completely private. He doesn't have a 98 number for his trust, a foreign 98 number for his trust, because he wanted his vehicle to be completely private. And when you apply for an EIN number through the IRS, it's no longer completely private. Okay, you're not completely private anymore when you get that 98 number for the trust. So he didn't want that. So he didn't go that route. But Brandon, on the other hand, and Brandon and Joe, they went that route, and they went and got a foreign 98 number for their trust, which allowed them to type in that number in order to get the US dot number for private motor carriers. Okay. So it's solely up to you which way. There's pluses and there's minuses. With Brandon and Joe, the minus for me is that your trust isn't completely private, because some of your information is out there. It's with the federal government. But the plus with that, though, is the fact that when law enforcement officers pull up, they can type in that number and they'll know automatically that you're not a driver, which is an excellent plus. Whereas with the way that with James, on the other hand, they would have to pull him over, then get his state national passport, and then type in his information. And then if they have any other questions, then he will give them his binder to show them that he's a non-resident, and that they already know his status once they type in the information, right? Because like Brandon said, is that you're breaking personal jurisdiction when you have uh, the passport, okay? Because the reason why is because you're not. The passport is it's a national ID used for travel, of course, which covers travel by land. In this case, passport card covers travel by land and by sea, but not by air. However, that's why they're using the passport. And plus, like he said, it breaks jurisdiction because it's above the state level, it's federal level, okay, because it comes from the State Department. So I understand that, okay. So anyways, you got a choice. I gave you options. And in the next live that I'll have later on this week, I will share with you guys Brandon and Joe's their way of how you go about getting the US dot number. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.